The Eastern Partnership European School is a flagship project of the European Union that addressed the needs in quality secondary education. The school offers IB Diploma Programme with a focus on European studies to talented high school students from Armenia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Georgia, the Republic of Moldova and Ukraine. The school is expected to increase students' educational and employment opportunities, fostering multicultural understanding, tolerance, and promoting a better understanding of the European Union and its fundamental values. Since the launch of the scholarship program in 2018, overall 148 students from different urban and rural cities of the 6 Eastern European countries have been awarded with the EU-funded full 2-year scholarship to study on the IB Diploma Programme. By 2022, the European School has a total of 105 students graduated with the IB Diploma, pursuing their careers in a diversity of areas such as economics, biochemical engineering, physics, social sciences, arts and culture, communications and media, international relations and global affairs, medicine, law, liberal arts, and computer sciences. Today, we talk with this year graduates ARPINE, OMAR, ANASTASYA, TAMAR, NICOLETA and SOFIIA to learn about their experience and plans. Hello, ARPINE. Could you please tell us what are the main differences between normal school and the Eastern Partnership European School?
Hello, I am ARPINE Jotian from Yerevan, Armenia, and I am a graduating student from the Eastern Partnership European School. Thank you for inviting me and giving this opportunity to talk about the program. As you know, all schools have the same goal of providing education to youngsters. In Eastern Partnership European School, English serves as the main language for communication and studies due to the reason that students come from different countries. And the only way to be inclusive is using a language that everyone knows and understands. For many students, English is not their native language. So it means that students tackle the challenge of communicating and studying in a language other than their mother tongue, and that develops their linguistic thinking and communication skills. Multicultural environment is the key to understanding people from all over the world. By studying here, students experience a cultural exchange and learn about their peers' countries, history, traditions, religion, language, as well as worldview and values. The international environment helps students to become more open-minded and aware of the world surrounding them. There is an individual schedule created for each student. Students have 6 subject groups, and from each group they decide which subject to choose. These subjects give more flexibility and allow a choice of the subjects, which are preferably career-based and let students experience also their academic passions. Students that are into arts can take the subject visual arts and create their own artworks. Also, these subjects can be standard or higher level, which means that students can choose to study some of their chosen subjects on a deeper level, and deeper level means more hours per subject than, for example, for standard level. The International Baccalaureate Diploma Programme itself challenges students to think and analyze every piece of information that they get from everyday life. In addition to analyzing, it is also needed to make own investigations and research. So students here understand the value of education and are more ready to create something individual and unique, rather than just memorizing the textbooks. This kind of work makes students more ready for university and shows the significance of critical thinking. Therefore, the gained knowledge is not only theoretical, but also linked to everyday life experiences. Special assignments are very significant in this room, as students should do them in addition to studying. These are internal assessments, which are investigations from each subject, extended essay, which is a research work from one subject, theory of knowledge subject, which requires an essay and an exhibition to be written by students, and finally, about exams. Each subject has several papers, let's say, that students need to write, and for each paper, there is a different format of answering it. For example, one paper can require students to write an essay, and another one can only ask to mark correct answers. Besides studying, the school also requires extracurricular work to be done. and self-development, other than formal studying, and it's called CAS, which is an abbreviation. It's opening like creativity, activity, and service. In this way, school ensures that personal growth is available apart from academic growth.
The education in school is free of charge. Can you tell us what is covered by the scholarship?
The scholarship program is funded by the European Union, and it covers the full 2-year cycle study costs of International Baccalaureate Diploma Programme at the new school, which is located in Tbilisi, Georgia, plus boarding costs. Study costs include study materials and resources needed to perform in the program for the duration of the studies, such as books, laptops, calculators, and smartphones. The majority of scholarship students live in boarding, which is on-campus dormitory right next to the school. Boarding costs include meals 4 times a day, room cleaning services, laundry services, and study areas. Medical insurance is also available, including dental care. School card, which is a personal debit card from Bank of Georgia, is also granted as an allowance for local transportation, as well as it gives an opportunity to get student sales while visiting museums. Round trips between Tbilisi and family residence during school breaks are also included. Due to COVID-19 making home returning trips problematic, we were given opportunity to visit Georgian beautiful sites such as Bakurani and Batumi during our spring and autumn breaks. In addition to it, it also covers the participation costs in EU-sponsored seminars and conferences such as European Youth Parliament, as well as study tours and other events. The scholarship does not include personal expenses such as family members' travel costs, clothing, extra luggage fees, as well as food or drinks outside of campus.
Hello, Omar. What would be your advice to the potential new students of the Eastern Partnership European School Programme?
Hello everyone, it's Omar talking. I'm the 17-year-old student studying in New School who won the Eastern Partnership Scholarship in 2020. So today I just want to talk to you about general advices and my opinion on the IB program. It's pretty, I think, a hard program, no matter what people say. I think it was the most challenging program for me during these 2 years, and I overcame a lot of challenges that IB put me through. My advice for newcomers, I would say that be ready to handle all the hardships that the IB will impose on you. Be ready to face difficulties and just believe in yourself. Because when I came in 2020, I didn't even know that we have so many assignments, and I was just scared. I thought that I would not be able to pass IB, but at the end I just managed it. And the scholarship gave me really big opportunity because it was a really unique experience for me to win the scholarship and have a more European education than in my home country.
Who should consider applying for scholarship?
I think that everyone can apply for this program if you believe in yourself, if you believe that you can succeed, that you can overcome all the difficulties and obtain the diploma. I really believe that the bright future is waiting for you.
Do you think it is a unique experience?
Whether if I think that this is a unique experience, it absolutely is. Because I was always comparing this IB program with the curriculums that I had in my home country, Azerbaijan, and it's very, very difficult in terms of the academic achievements, responsibilities, and time management. It really made me a better individual in terms of how I can manage my time, how I can actually classify my responsibilities and my priorities. So I actually do believe it's a unique experience. I have heard that people who graduate from IB, they take it easier in their university years than people who don't. And last year I was talking to one of my friends who graduated last year, and she told me that it's actually true, that you will have a lot of advantages when you graduate from this program. I think that it was a really interesting and fun experience for me, and I really hope that if you want to apply to this program in the future, believe in yourself and go on.
Hello, Anastasia. Was it difficult to apply to the scholarship at the Eastern Partnership European School?
Hello, my name is Anastasia Shivilka and I'm a scholarship student from Grodno, Belarus. I would say that it was not very challenging. All I needed to do was to collect and submit some documents. The next step was to take examinations in English and mathematics. Writing a maths test in English was quite scary for me, but some preparation for this examination boosted my confidence. The final step was to go through 2 interviews. It was a bit nerve-wracking, but everything turned out to be manageable. I would like to add that during all the stages of my application, I was able to contact the school facilitators who could clarify some of my questions. It was very helpful and it made my experience in applying more enjoyable.
Can you share with us practical tips?
Certainly. I would advise the applicants not to postpone the submission of the applications till the very last minute. It is much better to complete everything on time to ensure that you have enough time to prepare for the next stage of the application. Speaking about English and maths examinations and interviews, I would say that practice is essential if you want to get a higher score. Prior to the examinations, I personally improved my maths-related vocabulary to be more confident with the understanding of the tasks. I also watched a couple of YouTube videos about how to succeed in the interview. Besides, I believe that it is a marvelous idea for an applicant to get in touch with the current or former IB Scholar students who can share some ins and outs about the process. Everyone here is more than happy to help.
What was the most difficult?
For me, the most difficult part was the interviews. It was the first time I had been involved in such activities. I was worried about my English proficiency and ability to communicate with the interviewers in English. It was also a bit intimidating to have several interviewers. However, after 10 minutes of my interview, I realized that my worries were in vain because all the interviewers turned out to be extremely nice and supportive people.
How did you persuade parents?
Well, I knew that my parents would not strongly object to my desire to apply to the Eastern Partnership European School. For them and for me inclusively, the main problem was the fear of something new, the fear of applying to the school which is located abroad. So in order to be sure that I would have the consent and support of my parents, I just was very careful with how I presented my idea to them. I shared all the information about the school and the program in a very consistent, organized and understandable way, and after that I concluded that I would like to apply to such a school. Later, my mother revealed to me that one of the incentives for her to allow me to apply to this school was the thought that me applying did not mean me being accepted. This idea occurred to her simply because of the fear of the unknown. But deep in her heart, she kept her fingers crossed for me.
Hello, Tamar. Tell us about your usual day at school. What is your favorite activity?
My name is TAMAR and I am currently studying at Newt School in my second year, finishing my International Baccalaureate diploma. A usual day at school starts with advisory, where we meet our homeroom teachers and they inform us about all the activities that are planned for the day. And it's great to start your day that way because you get informed about what you can participate in and what's going on. After that, we have classes, which are usually broken up in 2 periods. So we have plenty of time to cover all our theory and get our work done. Usually throughout the day, we also have free periods where we can choose what to do. People spend their time studying at the library or having a meeting with one of their teachers. After classes, there's also after-school activities that plenty of people participate in, such as the MUN Club that a lot of people are part of. Besides that, there's also the Science magazine run by the students that a lot of people contribute to. Usually after the day, there could also be separate meetings, whether it be about assignments with teachers or about universities with advisors, which are usually very informative. My favorite activity from the school day, I would have to say, are the classes themselves. The teachers are usually very passionate about what they do, and they're great at teaching their subjects, so it's always fun to attend.
How do you spend weekends?
As for the weekends, most of the time is occupied by studying, of course. The program is pretty intensive, but there's always time that you can find for yourself as well. Between all the internal assessments, working on your extended essay, CAS activities and whatnot, I always like to find some time for myself to dedicate to my hobbies or talking to my friends.
What are you doing after classes? How often your family visit you?
After classes, it's pretty common for people to just go home and try to get their work done because there's a lot of things to do every single day. After work, people work on their internal assessments or their extended essay if they're in the first or second year, or spend their time revising when semester exams are coming up. Since I'm from Georgia and I already live in Tbilisi, I chose to live off campus. Even though the school provides housing and accommodations, there's also a choice to live off campus if students already live in Tbilisi, which is what I chose to do.
Hello, Nicoleta. Do you already know what are you going to do next?
Hello, I'm Nicoleta Gania from Ungeni, Moldova, and I'm a student in my last year in the Eastern Partnership European Programme at New School in Tbilisi, Georgia. I always knew what I kind of wanted to do next because I have 10 backup plans and I don't really allow myself to not have an option afterwards. However, my plans, it's not that they're not working out, but they need a bit more time because the field of study I want to go in and I want to pursue needs more time. So probably I'll know everything in the summer. But for now, I am just focusing on passing my exams and getting the best grades that I can. And then I will focus on applying and just following any of my plans.
Do you think that your Eastern Partnership European School experience, IB Diploma, will help you in your future study and career?
Yeah, besides the boarding experience, which I think will really help me in my university years because you kind of know and understand how to interact with people, how to be more independent, how to do more things on yourself and by yourself. You also learn in the IB more practical things. For example, I am trying to pursue a scientific field or to pursue something related to science. So I have 2 HL sciences and I needed to do internal assessment in both of them, which I think will greatly help me in my university years, mostly because of the lab work, because of the safety measures and how to actually write a report and a scientific paper. And yes, I think this part will be very helpful. And also I know that the International Baccalaureate is very focused on the practical things and follows a program that will really help you and make you understand more about the university experience. And yes, I think this will greatly help me.
Is it easier to enter universities with IB Diploma? If yes, please share your experience on selecting university.
I wouldn't say that the IB has personally helped me a lot get into one university, but I've heard of many stories when an international baccalaureate or something more internationally recognized was needed compared to a diploma that you get in Moldova, for example. So I think this might help me because it's more recognized again, but the amount of workload and the amount of things you need to do to actually get the diploma and get grades good enough, I think this has started to be more recognized by the universities these past few years. But again, as I said, in my field of study, I need to pass entrance exams. And while the IB has helped me acquire more knowledge and maybe help me pass these exams, it's not very helpful in applying at the moment. But again, I've heard some stories and I think it might help others.
Hello, Sophia. How have your attitudes and mindset changed, if so, after studying on the 2-year program in a diverse, multicultural environment?
Hello, my name is Sophia. I'm from a small village in the central south of Ukraine. I'm a scholarship student at Eastern Partnership European School. These 2 years were one of the most influential periods in my life, and they frequently prompted me to reconsider my values, priorities, and worldview in general. Coming from the society where almost everyone had the same nationality as I do, I found it really fascinating to live with many peers in a diverse environment. I didn't only learn about the different cultures, but also discovered how different we can see the world based on our backgrounds, and yet have similar values and interests to work together on a common goal. I would say that this experience helped me to view my classmates as distinctive, bright personalities and just people primarily, and not only to focus on their nationalities and think of them as foreigners at first while working together.
What was challenging and what exciting?
Of course, language barrier and different English speaking levels caused minor troubles in daily life communication, but I was a bit glad not to be alone in this situation and was amazed how supportive other classmates were in helping us overcome these obstacles. Moreover, living and studying in an international community was a really great benefit, since we all experienced different approaches to subjects at school previously and could share many useful tips while learning together. I believe that this advantage also helped us to get closer during these 2 years.
Do you think multicultural programs could help in better understanding between people, support peace, and strengthen cooperation in the Eastern Partnership region?
I strongly agree with this. For instance, in my childhood, I always could get to know other cultures from books, movies, and internet sources. And yet they seemed somehow alien and distant, and I met many people who thought similarly. However, having first-hand experience in this program and seeing everything with my own eyes completely changed this view. We had a common goal, and as we gradually worked on it, we got closer and found out how similar our values were, and just enjoyed listening to each other's interesting stories about our cultures. I believe that this is a benefit of multicultural program, to show current and future generations that despite the borders we are not alien to each other and we can live together respecting each other's cultures.